Well, hello traders, investors, LA here, and I want to talk about a trend trading setup, retest regen. What does it mean? I talked about it, first introduced the concept quite some time back in my trend trading setup book, published by Wiley and available on Amazon. And though there's a lot more details than I'm going to cover here, I want to give you the basic concept. The basic concept is a breakout and then you get a retest. We're going to do the bullish one here. Here's a swing point high. When it's broken, which this arrow denotes, that says that at some point, more than likely, in almost all cases actually, not all, but most, you're going to see this thing come back and retest the area that it broke out. Well, what is that area? That area is the width of the high and the low of the bar that was broken. In other words, the swing point high. This is the breakout. So this is one bar. This is the number 2 bar at some point, usually within the first 3 bars, right? The first, well, in this case, if we count the breakout bar, but we're counting it this way, 1 and 2. And so within the first 2 bars, usually 80% of the time, you're going to come back and retest this area. Now, if you go farther out in time or farther up in price, when that retest takes place, the vast majority of the time, they're going to turn around and go back higher, at least initially. When you come back immediately, right, the odds are stronger that it's going to have a higher probability that it's not going to actually regenerate. It may potentially fail. And we can see that example if we clean this up and do it here. There was a retest regen over here when it first broke out on this chart. And again, we're looking at the daily chart, but it happens on all time frames. And in this case, it broke and came back on the very next bar, continued to test, and then eventually failed. When it fails, what it's telling you is that what was up in this case, because it was bullish, is probably sideways at best. Potentially it's turned negative, and in this case it did, and it's regrouped finally and it's breaking out again. Here's another breakout. Let's look at one more retest regen. That's this one here. You can see here that the breakout took place on this bar. It's already extended now quite a ways since then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars already. If you go 6 bars or more, probabilities that this thing, when it does come back, if it comes back this deep, this thing is going to regenerate. Very high odds. And so time and extension in price increase the probability that when the retest takes place, it will regenerate. This bullish retest that we've just looking at is also the same thing as, or actually it can be bearish. And here's a case here. There's a low. This is a retest regen. And we can drag it on across as far as we need. Here's the break. Here's a immediate test. It tried to regenerate and did regenerate. Then it tested again and again and again. The more you test it, eventually you're going to break it. This gets all the way up in here, starts really doing some serious testing, and eventually breaks. Retest regen is a powerful tool if you understand how to use it. Help us help you. Hit the like and subscribe buttons.